Hello! On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, it's a double dose of chocolatey goodness. 2 Valentines, one of which has a pregame, and also, there's some plot stuff happening. Hello, I am one of your hosts. I am the Saint Valentino Assassino himself, Omega. With me as always, Space Cowboy Lucky.
Everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka the beginning and the end. Are they not the same? And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for the JP and EA version of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should prepare for chocolate. A lot of it.
Yep. Also, I apologize to anybody if there was some weird intro energy there. I hit record on Discord, Audacity, which is also recording Discord, and it was paused. So it didn't start right away, so I was slightly confused. The sound bars are flowing fine, though. Little blue bars going up and down. Everything's fine. All right. Okay, well, let's work forward in the interest of not having this take all night. We won't rush anything, because we love to faff, but we do also want to juice up a little. All right. So, I start by reminding you, this episode is brought to you by our lovely patrons, such as Adam DeHarp, Architect 10, Blacksto G, Carlos, Dragon, Ferris, Flightless Iceberg, Jeremy Vasquez, Just the Fae, John Sandoval, Starlight, Legendary Ball Hunter, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenshi, Rogue Robyn, Shavor, Sean Pryor, some guy named Bob, Siren 23, and Varian the Crow. If you like we do, and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thank you for your support, everyone.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. I can close that tab. And then I move into our next segment, which means I get to close another tab right after we check in with everybody's favorite Kouhai, Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
So it's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai Wake for pro tips. I don't really have a pro tip per se today, other than just general advice I'm going to give you about Valentine's stuff later. But I think this works well as just like a, heads up correction type of segment. It was brought to our attention in the comments last time. The charts I was looking at to, study assassin stats and stuff were not up to date. They did not include some of the later characters. So there have been some assassins since Koinskaya of Light. I completely blame the live chat. They did not correct me at all, and in fact, fed me wrong information. Thanks, guys. There were some over the last year. It was still only like 2, I think. And also to that point, the SSR was still Huyanzhou, who, guess what? Still limited. Still AoE, still limited. So, FGO, you ever gonna fucking fix that? No? Okay. So yes, in general, my point about Assassin still stands, though yes, it has been only about 6 months? 4 months? Yeah, more like 4, because it would have been mid-October. It is now early January. Not January, February. I know what time it is, I just can't speak. Okay. Alright, there you go. That's the pro tip. No records are evil. There's not a whole hell of a lot going on. Grail fronts are pretty easy to work through. And I'm not really doing anything else. I have other stuff to do as the yearly slate of video games starts and keeps going. But we can check in with, did you finish your master missions? Do your master missions this week, you need to perform 30 friend point FP summons, defeat 20 then 40 enemies, not servants or some story type bosses, defeat 5 super giant enemies, and then get 2 skill gems or statues through battles, as battle drops, and then 4 skill gems or statues through battle drops. You cannot get this done by doing Girlfriends, actually. I don't think any of the servants in them count as super giant, and if they did, I don't think you'd be able to get 5 of them together. So your best bet is to go to Lost Belt 2. I think it's Giant's Garden. But whatever the lowest AP node where you fight giants is in Lost Belt 2, that will take care of the super giants for probably the cheapest there. And will also rack up your opportunity to try and get some gems or statues and some enemies. Other than that, probably do dailies. Just, do treasure vault farming or daily mats. That's usually where you get most of your skill gems and other shit. If you want to farm other premium mats, like if you're looking for eggs or Oni lanterns or whatever, that also all works. Those guys are all huge. So this one's kind of up in the air and loosey-goosey. Just remember to do your FP summons if you want to get all that free sync quartz. Also, usually good for some other stuff. And who knows, maybe you'll get an Angry Mango.
Maybe.
That might be relevant, just saying. Okay, we're not going to talk about why that's relevant for a little bit. We're going to move on in, because it's time for Skelegrams. And we actually have a few this week. The news machine is trucking. First of all, in JP, as predicted by literally everyone, even though it wasn't announced until a while ago. Nahui Mictlan Lost Belts, number 7, Part 2, Banner 2, happened. Started on the 7th, goes until the 21st of February. The banner is a new SSR foreigner, Kukalkan, and also the permanent pretender 4-star, Kalalok, also on Raid Up. So good times.
Good times.
We'll talk more about that unit later. And also, we did have our little stream event that happened, basically right away after we recorded the show last week. But they didn't really go too far with the new reveal anyway. They just kind of led up to it. And they did announce JP's next Valentine event, the full title of which translates as Miss Joan and Unconfirmed Love, - Break It Down, star, the great lovey-dovey Heartstone statue. Yes, the star is in the text. It'll start the 17th.
I wonder if Pope Joan's going to be one of the tries to be a fucking JK category. I hope so. That'll give me life.
We'll see. From what I can tell from what they showed on stream is she may accidentally get turned into a giant statue. Because we need large construction projects in our Valentine's events for some reason.
Oh god. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of PTSD here.
Yeah. But it starts the 17th, which is quite a late start for a Valentine's event in JP, but makes sense given some of the delays we seem to be seeing. And it's confirmed the SSR will be Pope Joan, who previously appeared as an NPC in Trom, so getting some of that turnaround time. We talked about last week with how sometimes story characters do take a while to get ready. But in NA, flicking over there, we've got some more stuff. First of all, it's been announced that Saint Valentino, Chaldea Bitter Valentines 2023 will start the 13th. No word I saw on an end date, I don't think, but should run for about 2 weeks. So it'll be something like the 27th or 28th it'll end, something like that. Keep that in mind. So, it's Valentine once again. The pregame is included below, so stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
This year will feature the Super Lock-On Chocolates, which basically turn your choice of servant into a bonus servant, so that'll be fun. We'll explain that one later as well. There are several warnings FGO would like to provide you about increased data usage, because when you go to do your chocolate scenes, they're still all fully voiced, and they're going to pull the voice files when they do that, so watch out. We just want to let you know. Be careful. Also, because we had early pity, the banner will be for Amor Karen plus CEs. And then also 22 separate rate-ups will be rolled out for different periods for individual female SSRs who are permanent or story-locked. Wow. Yes, several people are saying Jesus. Yeah, it's a lot. Now, admittedly, that means that you don't got to worry about, any cross-interference there. Obviously, these are all Valentine's banners, so you don't need to worry about male servants slipping in, So it'll be kind of an interesting rate up back and forth. But yeah, no. There's not going to be literally all 22 up at once. Like I said, they have a rolling schedule. You can check the actual news page to see what dates are when. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a big deal. So keep it in mind. We're also getting what NA is calling Social Media Reaction Relay Campaign Volume 2. Started the 8th and goes until the 18th. During this time period, do a social media campaign. I think it's 25,000 total social media reactions to Hyper Valentines and get 6 St. Quartzes. So make sure you do your part. Push buttons on social media before it explodes. I'm also thinking, was there anything? We can bring up that it's another new week, so there's a new round of the Road to Lost Belt 6 thing. So log in for 3 days to get, Silver Apple, Gold Apple, and was it 1 St. Quartz, I think? And there's a little video, about Septum. Stuff like that. And that's what we got there. The last bit of newsy type news might be a little bit of a longer topic.
Yeah.
But basically, FGO has announced its next story phase. There's trailers and other preview stuff going out. Seems a little spoilery, so don't dive in headfirst if you don't want to be spoiled. But our next chunk of the story, which may be the somewhere at the 2/3 mark of part 2 or whatever stat we're saying right now. I don't really know if I trust the percentage completions we get because it seems all over the place. But we're only so far through part 2's story, even though we have allegedly cleared all the Lost Belt problems.
Yeah, we talked about this. We were pretty sure something like this was going to happen.
Yeah. So the format we're going for here appears to be Epic of Remnant styled. It is called FGO Ordeal Call, and it will involve a format of 3 to 4 story chapters in the next year or two. I say 3 to 4 because at least the way this has been explained to me, is that the trailer and the story setup is that there's 4 things that we could handle, but we don't have to handle all of them, so inevitably we're going to handle all 4. Remember when we started part 2 and it was like, well, the lost belt we need to worry about is 5. We definitely don't need to worry about those other couple. And then what did we do? So yeah, it is like a Marvel Phase 3 type situation. So yeah, this is we have a name and a trailer for our next phase. You have a rough breakdown of how many segments it'll be. Some people are saying it's themed around extra classes. So we'll see how that shakes out. That does kind of vibe a little like what some of the stuff during Epic of Remnant did. That's obviously where we were introduced to foreigners. We did get to tangle with like a lot of lore with Avengers and like Shinjuku, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to be a little more explicit about that, that might be interesting to get into.
Yeah, no, it looks like it might be an interesting lore dump, all around. I'm excited. Yeah. I did watch the opening myself because I couldn't handle the curiosity.
I have not actually sat down and watched it yet. I've been busy today, but I will probably take a look before I
don't think it's necessarily overly spoilery, but it's definitely setting something up.
Yeah, I do need to check it out, but we'll get into there. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Off mic, we were talking about, how people will... FGO, like, goes for 2 days without at least announcing something, and everybody's like, dead game, it's over. And it's not really. It usually springs back pretty fast. I don't know, like, how rapidly they're going to do this. Obviously, over time, the Lost Belts got pretty big, both in terms of, like, characters they want to hit, like, all the extra assets and stuff, I don't really have any context for it, but I have seen, like, some, like, CG background shots and, like, map images for some of the stuff they did in, like, Lost Belt 7. So, like, lots of variations of things you can get to, many map variants. I think, like, our upcoming Lost Belt 6 has, like, 2 or 3 different versions of the world map, Lost Belt 4 had a lot of different world map variations, shit like that, right? So, they've been getting a little inflated, they've been taking extra time, getting through some stuff. If they're maybe aiming for something that's a little more, like, self-contained and episodic like Epic of Remnant was, maybe they can move those out faster, because EOR only took them like a year, but they were a lot shorter. And quite frankly, we can all say that the quality of EORs were kind of hit or miss. They definitely felt like they kind of just got a bunch of writers to go with whatever they had off the top of their heads and just kind of slide it out and didn't have a lot of time to polish. So, I don't know if maybe Losenga will try to be like a longer pattern on that or not. We're coming into...
It wasn't Epic of Remnant also when we got our first foreigner, or did we have one before that?
No, Abby was our first.
Yeah. And
like I said, the first Epic of Remnant, Shinjuku, was like... did a lot of deep diving on Avengers, because Jalter and...
Salter.
Salter was there, though she's not an Avenger, she's just an alter. I'm thinking of...
Lobo,
yeah. Who was our first permanent Avenger, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, I think there's some parallels there. Also, obviously, BB is a moon cancer. She was introduced in the CCC collab, which is in main interlude, because it is an Epic of Remnant. There's a fucking demon pillar in it, so... I think there's some thematic parallels we can draw here, and so, like I said, hopefully these are maybe a little more compact, a little more self-contained, and whoever the writers are, also, first of all, I hope if they're announcing 4 more story events, it's not Nasu on all 4, please. The man has to do other shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got... Oh god, so I can't fucking remember. I had the name in.
There's a lot of names. Which like Fate adjacent property are you thinking of?
Naruto, because I think they've said they officially brought Naruto onto the team, didn't they?
Yeah, I think he's actually like got a title with Type Moon. There's also is it Meteo? That was Salem's writer, and I think that's the guy who works on Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
That's like. I think that's responsible for a lot of foreigner lore period, so could see that coming back. Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, behind the scenes speculation and stuff, this is all just me thinking off the top of my head here. This is not in the script. But it's entirely possible that this kind of construction could be designed to give some Nasu some time away from writing big, chunky FGO plots, because, he does have other stuff he wants to be working on, like the second half of the Tsukihime remake and shit like that. Because obviously we know from, like, interviews and stuff around the time that with the original run of Lost Belt 6 and how chunky it was, and also the first half of the Tsukihime remake, the first, half of the routes coming out, he was apparently stretched pretty thin during that work year. So, yeah, allegedly, hopefully for an Xtella 2. God knows what kind of writing he's doing for anything they're doing for, like, Extra Record. Like, we don't know. We don't have a lot of detail in Extra Record. It's been delayed quite a bit, so we don't really know, like, how that one's shaken out, like, writing-wise. Are we gonna, like, include call forwards to, like, CCC and Extella? Are we gonna integrate shit from CCC, or is it just a straight-up remake, you know? What school of remake is this? We'll see. But, yeah, so, lot of plates in the air for our favorite Mushroom Man, so hopefully, you know, he gets some time off. Yeah, I don't know if he's also working on Samurai Remnant.
They probably not.
I don't know.
Anyway.
We've talked about this before. I believe it has been definitively stated that Nasu did not write Shimosa.
Yeah.
But Shimosa is very much Nasu's style of writing and plays to, like, the tropes and stuff that and the stories he liked when he wrote Fate Stay Night in the first place. So whoever did actually write Shimosa really captured his style. So we know that there's some extra spin they could put on. But yeah, got another great name. And I love that you can abbreviate this, you know, FGO OC. We got another great story name, Ordeal Call, to go up there with Cosmos and the Lost Belt, Epic of Remnant, and you know, the original one is
Grand Order.
No, it's part 1 is officially called. It's something on the Timeless Temple. Is it on the Timeless Temple? I don't know. They came up with a name later that nobody ever sees because it's like all looped into the part 1 stuff. But yeah, there you go. There's your newsums. If you were curious more about other stuff going on, and also, you know, like I said, your Bitter Valentines pregame and a little bit of look at Kukalkan, stay tuned after the mailbag break.
Yeah.
Definitely don't just click the time codes.
Righty. So, ow.
Careful.
Yep, nope, pain. Bones. Except I don't have any. So, with that, let me actually do a quick refresh here.
Observer on Timeless Temple. Thank you, Tyrano.
So, mailbag is not probably going to be that long today. But, with that, it is time for this week's Let's Talk FB... It is time for this week's Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. This week we have eight lovely submissions, because I posted this 6 hours ago, because I am an animal. I am a beast, a brute, but we will get through them. And we will start off with the Tower King laughing as Nova gets info dumped on the Fate lore, not even 3 chapters into Fuyuki, and freaking out. So it must be someone new to Fate.
Yeah, I think it's a VTuber, probably?
Probably.
I don't know if it was just because, like, Hololive ended up breaking the streak, but I do feel like there's FGO and Losango must be cooperating more because there's more people streaming it, I think, these days.
Probably. But they say, question, hey guys, just wondering with all the Fate Go announcement this past week, which news was most exciting for you? Anyway, that's it for Mitt, sending you good vibes your way, and hope you have a great weekend. I'm gonna be real, I don't think I'm necessarily excited for anything, I guess.
Yeah, most of the parts that would be exciting are, like, way in the future, right?
Like, I'm happy that we're staying the course and, you know, things continue to come out at a measured and reasonable clip. But I don't think anything this pack week has activated neurons overly.
Other than Kukalkan coming out, obviously.
Oh yeah, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, you have given me a beautiful woman who may be overly into me. Whatever will I do? She's a space cowboy too?
We're having fun. We're having fun here.
Yeah. But, you know, that's the same level of me of getting excited about, you know, Ibuki Doji or whatever.
It's just, it's a, you know, new servant news is cool, but it's still, those banners are 2 years away, so it'd be how it'd be.
Actually, I think if I have to probably say the thing that I'm most excited for, it's something I'm hoping that we'll get an English translation soon enough, is the additional episodes of Fujiwara Doesn't Understand.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mention that earlier, but there were a couple more that came out with the, I think it was the Valentine stream.
Yeah. And I did watch the first couple. Someone was kind enough to actually subtitle those, and I thought they were hilarious.
Yeah, I did too. The first few they did it around New Year's.
So I guess I could technically say I'm excited about that, because I always do like seeing more Fate media, just in general. But game-wise specifically, nah, I'm just, you know, me and FGO, we have a steady relationship. We're an old couple. It's all like, the fire's not gone, but it's low and steady.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of how, like I said, I feel it shakes out. It's like, all this news is cool, but I mean, you know, you can say that I'm like, I'll be interested to do Valentines. Oh, actually, right. I did not put that in my news. That is something we should bring up. That's because it was kind of separate. I don't even know if there's a news article about that. They did say what the collab will be this year. It will be arcade this year.
Oh, they did?
Yes. They said it would be arcade.
That's probably why people were saying skip on the fucking Joan banner. People are probably expecting Tiamat.
But that's not for like 2 months. It's the Golden Week collab.
Yeah, people are still gonna start saving now.
I mean, I guess, but still, I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. But yes, there is the collab this year is supposed to be arcade. We don't know how that'll shake out or what form it'll be, but that is what they said they'll be doing. So here we are. But yeah, so sorry to interrupt the flow there. I just remembered that was a thing.
Well, that's good. That gives me context because I was on the wiki earlier looking at the 2023 JP Valentines. I'm just seeing everyone on the banner just saying the comments saying skip. I'm just like, why though?
That probably makes that that helps contextualize that. Now that I still don't think they're animals, everybody remembers the fucking save for Merlin, save for Jolter shit in NA, right? Like,
right.
Literally every banner that wasn't Jolter or Merlin, it was like skip, save. But yeah, that makes a more sensible position to actually adopt that meme. We'll have to see. I really want it to be a Tiamat, but we don't know.
I mean,
yet.
I need like give me both Draco and Tiamat. That's what I need in my life. Just give it all. Honestly, sorry, I'm trying to think here. Like,
so to answer your question, this is the news that has Lucky the most excited.
Yes,
right here.
Yes, no. Yeah, let us rewind. This has me excited. No, I am like now. Lucky is literally like. I'm sorry. I took a moment. I started doing calculations in my head. I'm like, all right. What exclusives does Arcade have? What are the chances?
It was like the middle of last week, but I believe our Discord did do some calculation. It's because Prototype Merlin has already come out as Lady Avalon, so we've got. I think it's just Satanta, Sita, Tiamat, Noah, and
Jacques Delamoy, male.
Right, male Jacques,
Noah,
and Noah's in there.
Yeah.
And obviously Draco.
Yeah.
We will see what they do, because could be all over the place. And I would like to remind people, I literally just brought it up. It's not like collabs can't be main plot events. Literally happened with CCC.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping.
I mean, it would make sense. I think that's, continuing on our beast checklist of any possible, investigation of what's up with that. Oh, yeah, somebody brought up as a possible support roster. Makes sense. I mean, if you're going to count Kama, though, because that's technically an alt, but that's made Kama, but like...
Listen, they can give me a fucking made Kama outfit. They can. Give me that costume. Give it to me.
Our upcoming collab had like 8 costumes, so they can do that. I kind of hope they do, because they're usually not super deep, but we've had some big drops of costumes. Last year, it was White Day with Bespectacled, which was pretty cool. There was obviously the Waltz collab, Grail Live, had a lot of costumes and songs. Sorry, I dropped the cap to my water bottle. Had to pick it up. But there are a few costumes, some of which are more elaborate than others. Like, I could see them doing, like, similar to how 12 Bespectacled Individual was, 12 costumes that weren't super great. They could, super deep. They're great, actually, I should say that. But they're not deep. They're very simple. They're just glasses. I could see doing a lot of the hairstyle changes that Arcade has going on. But if it's a smaller number of costumes, they could lean on actually getting us some of the outfits, like the Battle for New York Gil, which I believe Arcade has that we don't. Trenchcoat Gil. Shit like that. You could do made Kama as one. It would be interesting, but it would be completely nonsensical if they did, like, Tan Santa Gozen as a costume.
I mean, if they just gave me the fucking costumes, I'd be happy with that.
Oh, I mean, I would be happy. It would just, I don't know if they will, because it feels like that would be weird, but I'll take it.
It might be.
But yeah, we got a pretty decent collection of things they could try out. We'll have to see. And I think that really answers the heart of the question, because this got you going and got me talking about it, because it's like, this is the most, like, moment of speculation, right? Like,
right.
Okay, Order Recall, cool, we're gonna get 4 more story chapters, we'll see how that looks when it happens, right?
Yeah.
Valentines is Valentines, we all kind of know the score, and I literally wrote the pregame for it, like, what time is it? 10 p.m.? Like, started working on it, like, 5 hours ago? Yeah. So... It's not, like, shocking or surprising to me. I understand how this works. And also, I'm annoyed because there's only 4 copies of the CE. There's 3 million points in the points ladder. Why is there not an extra CE copy? Why have you done this to me? I can't believe you've done this. Anyway, yeah. Anything else to say on those fronts?
Oh, god damn it, Avast. I forgot this is my year. Fuck. Sorry, I just grabbed my phone. I just lost like $143 because my Avast just decided to update today. Son of a bitch.
Oof.
Well, it's too late. So the money's already gone, and I do like my Avast suite. It's just very expensive.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. It's funny. It's not the same because it was smaller, but it does remind me that how I learned my my Mahayo was coming was I checked my bank account to be like, all right, how much money am I working with for that computer purchase? Let me finalize my budget. Why Amazon? What did you charge me $60 for? Oh, right, that thing I pre-ordered like 3 months ago. Europa does kind of look like Asuna from Sword Art Online. I think it's the hair color and her general costume palette. Colors do a lot for characters, chat. Okay, anyway. Mailbag.
All right, I'm sorry. I am double checking some shit real quick.
I emphatically, went with my hand to like emphasize mailbag, and I'm sitting cross-legged right now, so I just bonked the bottom of my hand, the heel of my hand, into my ankle bone.
Oof. All right.
Be careful where you dramatically emphasize, kids.
Be careful. All right, Lucky's just doing a big thunk right now.
Think, thank, thunk, doodle-a-doo.
Anyway, so we move on. This next one comes from Moon is a year older. Hopefully a year wiser, too. Question. Hello there, Omega and Lucky. Hope you're doing well with Valentine's around the corner. What kind of chocolate do you guys like to eat on such a day? One given to me by someone else.
Yeah, usually just chocolate I have to buy myself. I'm not really picky about chocolates, I guess Hershey's Kisses are kind of thematic. Chocolate.
We will be making brownies and Rice Krispie treats for people on Valentine's Day.
What if you combine the brownies and the Rice Krispie treats?
I probably could. Probably.
Honestly, there's a way easier to do that. I'm pretty sure that there are chocolate, like, Rice Krispies.
Oh, there are. There totally are. But now
you could cut a middleman out of that.
I'm
probably.
sure. I am trying to think if I could actually like sandwich the two together. I probably could.
I mean, if you wanna go all Great British Bake Off, yeah, you could probably just like thinly layer you cut apart the brownie batter, when it's cooked and layer it in. It requires a lot of extra work though.
It does. Nah. I'm just gonna do this thing. I like to like I said, I'll make brownies and then I make Rice Krispie treats. I get like little heart molds and cut them out. I always dye them red. Put them in little red baggies. Give them out to coworkers and stuff.
That's a very solid one, yes.
Yes. But let me see here. I do believe that's it for that, so let us move on. This next one comes from a hunter reliving the Argonauts' glory days. They say, hey yo, Space Marine Omega and Speedy Necromorph Lucky. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the fucking stasis freaked ones that are just like,
Oh,
make that a tier
ready
bit.
for that shit next stream.
Oh, I'm not ready for it. I hate those things.
They tweaked them a little for the remake. We'll talk about it later.
No.
Gotta keep things fresh.
No! Everything's dead! This is supposed to be the opposite of fresh! Ah!
In space, there is no best by date. Not actually true, by the way. Though vacuum packing does help a lot of things. Anyway.
I'll fucking vacuum pack you out the fucking airlock. But, hope you're having a nice weekend before the temptations of the next new banner arrives. Have some luck for it if you plan to roll. I just need CEs myself. Not going for the Kyrie's child support problem. That is a problem. I do like CEs, but I'm not... Like, character-wise, I'm not sold on Karen.
Well, like we just said, there's 22 other banners. Surely there must be somebody who's story-locked or permanent you could use some extra NP copies on if you want to risk it for the biscuit.
Permanent?
Or story-locked.
Or story-locked.
So characters like Maeve and Lancer Artoria are on this list.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I got me a Maeve, I got me Lancer. I'll have to double check to see how my MPs are going, if there's anyone in my core team that I could do. But yeah, no, I haven't been thinking about it much. Anyway, this person goes on to say, so hopefully, quick question: is there any favorite strategy you like to use for the Grail front? I personally enjoy using Jason and any with sabers and having them hide behind. Wait. I personally enjoy using Jason in any with sabers and having him hide behind and support a stronger Argonaut like Herc, Canis, etc. Then once they close on the Mancer, Jason seeks by to slap him 3 times.
I feel like we're missing an extra subject on there.
Probably.
But I understood what you're saying.
Yes.
I mean, So, funnily enough, I have actually been using Herc and Canis. My Canis is now grilled to 90 because I have a lot of EXPs. My Python is also grilled to 90 because I don't have any better AoE assassins. All right.
What are you yelling about? Oh, Quetz. No, I have a Quetz. I think she's like MP2.
Yeah, I think you went out of your way on a different banner earlier. Because she is story lock, chat, if you're thinking about a Quetzalcoatl.
But I do not have a Vitra.
Yeah, that's my plan for tickets.
Yeah, I might do that.
They're giving me all these tickets for this event, but I already have Altera and Romulus Queerness. But yeah, so like I said, personally, yeah, I mean, Herc is a mainstay for any kind of survival type challenges we're using.
Mm-hmm.
But I have actually been using Canis because she is a very durable Lancer. When not using Canis because she costs too much, I use my my Gareth, who's grailed to 80 for cheapos. I think that was the last Grail front when I decided to do that one. Grails are cool, y'all. So yeah, I just, kind of bounce around with all my endurable ones. I've got some other, strategy tips, but I did write a note in Free Talk if we want to come back to that one.
I'm not really that good with the strategies, and I usually I'm pretty good at winging it.
Yeah. Just pick whoever.
That's my strat. Usually I try to shove in my highest level servants, like my Grailed servants, so... Listen, a fucking level 120 Tamamo fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Especially if she can, get next to someone else who can benefit from it. Like I said, I've been working on my Tomacat as well, but not quite there yet. So, let's move on from there. This next one comes from Ayas, the one waiting for the greatest catalyst. They go on to say, only question is, what kind of story did you thought we were going to get for this Grail front before it actually dropped? A serious one? One about training during Roman time? One that was just going to be a big joke about the Caesar to the end? In my end, I'm just sad that this had no story. P.S. Hope for blessings once Karen's banner drop. I'm about to say Karen's Baron. Ayas, the one waiting for blessings and the greatest catalyst. Oh, if I remember correctly, I had no expectations. Listen. The best way to not let yourself get is to have your expectations betrayed is not have them in the first place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew that either some Grail fronts in general or this one in specifically just don't have story. They're just the daily maps. So I was just like, yeah, this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
If I had any expectations, they would have been 2 years ago when they showed me the tiny little banner ad of Caesar in sunglasses. And would have been like, ooh, what's this? And then it would have been, it's a Grail front. I would have been like, okay.
I'm not going to expect Tiamat. I'm going to hope and wish and pray for Tiamat, but whatever happens, happens.
Expect is not the correct word.
Yeah. I have wishes and dreams and desires, but I know that FGO can't do a motherfucking bamboozling on me.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. FGO is a game you want to be careful about having expectations for. You can have hopes and dreams, and oftentimes we'll do some weird meme banners or events, and some shit will get picked up. But also, we just do a lot of weird stuff. So much weird stuff.
Like, I can look at the numbers, and I can crunch things, and I can be like, all right, there's a reasonable chance that this could happen, but also, I understand there's also a chance it can't.
Yeah.
So, or excuse me, not can't, won't. Gotta use the proper term there.
I mean, sometimes it is can't. We don't know, though, usually. It's weird.
It is weird. But anyway, let's keep
wish
moving
this
on
person
here.
A good look for their banner if they're going for it. And
Yep.
Move on.
This next one comes from King of Apple, who is skipping words to answer this Q&A. Question. Now that we're about to be going into Palace LB7 stuff, do you think this counts as a multi-part Solomon type deal, or is it another EOR? I think it's both.
Yeah, this is actually part of the Part 2 story, so I believe it will continue kind of where Lost Plus 7 is left off, but the way I've seen it described to me by several people is it seems more like how they marketed Epic of Remnant when it came out, and more like that type of deal where they're gonna...
Because the way I understand this, these next story bits are what's the way I want to put this, is something that's keeping us from actually reaching the final bit. If I understand this correctly. I don't want to give out spoilers, but...
Yeah, as we have been predicting for literal months and or years, solving the Lost Belt problems, which it seems like we have done with Lost Belt 7, may not have actually resolved all of our outstanding issues. How exactly that works, what the obstacle is, some of that is spoilers and some of that is just, translation sketchiness. But it's,
I
as you
genuinely
might
don't know.
expect, you can't wrap up everything all at once.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we gotta work on some things.
Like, we gotta go collect the red key, the blue key, and the green key to unlock the final fucking door, you know?
Yeah, and obviously, like I said, people should be able to draw the parallels here. This is not 7 new things to do, this is 4 new things to do, so it is probably leaning in a little bit of a EOR type direction, but...
Yeah, no, because I'm expecting these things to still be very, story-driven and lore heavy, but to be shorter than Lost Belts, and actually probably come out in a more reasonable time frame. I'm expecting I'm hoping we'll get a couple this year.
Yeah, we'll see, because technically Lost Belt 7 should have been the winter last year event, and kind of was. So that usually leaves room for there should be some, like, just before or just after anniversary, and there should be another one in the winter this year, so there should be at least 2, probably, hopefully.
Hopefully.
I don't think they're going to cram all 4, but that's just...
Nah.
Because, like I said, at the very least, production values have gone way up. Alright, there you go.
Alright, so let's move on. This next one comes from Monster Girl Aficionado.
It's definitely not spelled correctly. I think you did this on purpose.
Totally on purpose. Did this on purpose. Dear Lucky to Mega, apologies that question has been asked before, but what new servant are you most looking forward to getting a Valentine's chocolate/gift from? Thanks and keep up the great work. You are the highlight of my week. I don't think a single person has mentioned good vibes yet today.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe they're not thinking about it. We'll see what happens. We've got a couple left after this. Chocolates. I think we have been asked this before, but I think it's been a little bit. I'm trying to think what my answer is. It's probably a Buki?
Yeah, I'm saying a Buki. Like, actually, how many new servants did I get over?
I mean, I'm sure because it's voiced, Muramasas will be fucking hilarious.
Sit down and eat your goddamn tea.
Also, I will probably be seeing that one because, slight future spoilers, but the way the super lock on Chocos work is you only get to pick one male and one female, so it's probably going to be Muramasa's going to get my lock on, my male lock on, because I'm going to fucking Yume this event.
Ooh.
Let's go, Arts.
Who else came out this year? Let's see, I got Himiko, I got...
It would be everybody who was after, say, Shonagon, so...
So that'd be the Summers. Is there anyone that really... Well, I mean, Summer Murasaki is great, but... Summer Nah, I won't share that thought. Let me see here.
Dioscuri. That'll be a twofer.
Europa... Did I have...
You might not,
No,
she's permanent. Did you have her already?
No, I don't think I did. I think I skipped her banner and waited.
So the Summers, Himiko, Ibuki.
Can I look up FGO servants by year here?
I mean, I got them by ID list, so this is the closest one I got. Because where was we? Say is number 276. So it's servants 277 to 305.
277 to 305.
Because 305 is Karen.
I mean, Kane. Let's see. Kijo Koyo is going to be great, probably.
Yeah.
Dinosaur Chocolate. Let's see here. Oh, Van Gogh. Also probably going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
Buki Doji.
I think Domon is technically genderless because of alter ego reasons, so I wish whoever has rolled him luck in their endeavors.
I mean, Kagakiyo and Kichi Hogan's going to be in there. That's both going to be great.
I wonder, does Kagakiyo get you another sword? If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Ushi's original one, is she gets you a chocolate sword.
Yeah, she gives you the chocolate Usumadori.
It's good for eating and cutting off heads.
I'm pretty sure that is exactly what she said.
It was a year one Valentines. I think that is, in fact, the entire breadth of that conversation. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ramu's queerness' gender is Rome. We get to be funny. Yes, there's some fun shit there. Ibuki's probably at the top of my list for a lock-on, though.
Yeah.
Just to see, because I'm imagining it'll be great.
It probably will be great. Hey, 1 second. Back in something. Scroll. Yeah, nope. Okay. Perf. Alrighty then. So, let us move it on. This next one comes from... Oh, Nani? This next one comes from Agent 418. It says, "Hello, Lucky Omega. Have a good weekend. P.S. You know what they say... Oh, bleh. P.S. You know what they say, always save the best for last, right? Unfortunately, this one is not the last somehow. I am bamboozled by this witchcraft and sorcery. But I hope you have a good weekend as well. Because this last one, here's the last one, comes from a goose who is silly. Mess with the honk, you will get the bonk. But they say, question, what is your most anticipated 4-star this year, and do y'all like chocolate with nuts? Comments, I don't like chocolate with nuts, and I want Fairy Knight Tristan in the future. Good vibes are sent. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, we got some good vibes there at the bottom.
There it is. At the
Yeah. Probably for the rest of this year, Bargist. Melanini did excellent work.
Yeah, I'm looking. I think it is. It's that or Summer Canis for me.
Let's see here, yeah. And I do like chocolate with nuts.
Depends on the kind of nut.
I don't think there's a nut that I disagree with. I like macadamia, pistachio, walnut, peanut, almond.
I'm down to clown on peanuts and pecans sometimes. Almonds are kind of hit or miss for me. Depends on the context. I don't know. It's just something about the texture. It's not just quite right to me.
Not quite right.
Nothing against you if you like almonds. I'm just like, I don't know if I would say that I do like almonds all the time. All right. Sorry, I'm yawning. We're going for a while. I'm sleepy. All right, that's the question. There you go. We got the vibes. Alrighty. I think that is all the mail we have for today.
Yep, not a lot.
Pretty alright for 6 hours, though. 8, 6. Some kind of numerology shit we can do there. Anyway, if that be that for the mail and the bag, we're gonna roll on out of here and get to the free talk. Got a few things. Technically alluded to this earlier, but just good to bring up here and remind everybody, in case you missed that bit in mailbag. PS5 versions of Mahou are shipping now. Lucky and I both got our shipping notifications. Mine's Monday. I think you said yours is what, tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, so got some stuff. That's good. Another one for the backlog pile. But yeah, that's after all the delays finally rounding out on that. That's good. I also put in my notes to put any impressions for Grail Front. I think we mostly talked about this in mailbag. I don't really have a lot else to say. I will say that I feel like I have found this wave of Grail Front a little less frustrating than the first one. The very first map was a little annoying because it was kind of weighted against you class-wise, but in general I feel like they are a little more balanced as we've gone on, and I do actually think the addition of the, not just the pickup buffs, but the tiles that have specific buffs is actually good for, strategy. There are times when we're contesting, an area of the map, and I'm like, ooh, this is a good tile. I'll wait it out here, rather than be too aggro or retreat.
Yeah.
Also, yes, X just brought this up in Patreon chat. Yeah, whenever there's an archer slot, I almost always fit Super Orion in there if I can. The man is a beast.
Rar.
Is just there. With the way skill cooldowns versus buff turns work, the man is just an absolute unit. It is bonkers bananas.
Does not stop. Grailfront, I think, is really good for letting units who have really good solo capabilities come out to play. I think I've heard a couple people talking about Kagakiyo and Chishi Wong doing good work as well.
Popular picks. And of course, Herc, obviously.
Yes.
Heracles has great solo potential. Just he's always been a last-minute clutch unit, and he absolutely shines in events like this. In general, yeah, Nightingale's another good pick. In general, this is I think Grail Fronts are good because they incentivize you to try out lower rarity units. I've been using a lot of the 1 and 2 star CEs just to edge out a little, because 1 star CEs are cost 1. I think the 2 stars are cost 2 or 3. So when you get to the end and you're sub a good servant to fit in a slot, because if you have extra slots, those are not cheap ever. Or just you filled all 4 of your 5 of your servant slots and you're like, well, shit, I don't have enough room for a K-scope or a necromancy left. What can I fit? Shit 50 damage plus or 50 damage cut, or just I think it's starvation is 3% extra NP gain on hit. Mm-hmm. It's just little things that you can try out and they don't hurt you, so they're nice. So yeah, a lot of low rarity servants and Cs get tried out, and like you said, you really get to try out a lot of those guys who just fly solo. I suspect that any variation of Ku probably pretty good.
Yeah,
that guy has a lot of longevity, so there's a lot of fun to be had, and I definitely feel while the iteration of them, the overall map shape, I think is the same every day. It's just where you're placed and where the buffs are changes and how many units you've got, but overall it's pretty fun, and I have definitely been able to defeat all servant clears a little bit more than I did in the last one, though there are still some times where I've been able to sneak around and be force Caesar to move his fat butt and catch him sleeping. And I have actually claimed a victory this event by master combat. I got myself in there and did the final blows. Actually, that's another thing, by the way. I think that's a change that I also really like. They made it so master movement only costs you 3 movement points.
Okay.
You still only have 3 moves, but it costs less now. That also means it only costs like 7 to swap with your servants. That's like a huge deal for like tactical, because this is something I complained about quite a bit in the first one. You have a very limited number of moves, so you gotta play it a little better. But being able to run more easily as the master, like, really gives you and the AI a little more flexibility, which is nice. I've heard some people complain that the AI is maybe a little too easy for them. I'm okay with it, but we also have a lot of freak shows who are like hardcore Fire Emblem players in our Discord, so they're probably not getting their tactical desires tickled. But there are quite a few Grail fronts upcoming. The first half of this year alone, somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat, in our patron chat, there will be a Camelot themed one that's going to come up. So, like, they keep trying to improve and iterate on this, and that's something I've always heard, and it's good to see it in action, and hope it keeps keeping on, you know?
Keep on keeping on.
But if that is all the Grail front thoughts we have, as I roll my neck a little bit, and we cross the hour-ish mark of recording, it's time to get into the usual free talk stuff, the stuff you're all looking for. It's time for New Servant Deets, Space Cowboy Edition.
Yeah.
So, Cuckoo here is our new foreigner. Pretty high attack. I mentioned this earlier, I think, on mic, but Grand Order Wiki is down, which makes it harder to sort by attack stat. I think she might even have the highest attack out of foreigners. It's still pretty up there, and obviously then the lower side of HP. She has a Gorilla deck, so art's quick, and then 3 busters. So average hit counts and high NP gain as a result, like 3 hits arts, 4 hit quick, and a 0.78 NP gain. So her NP gives her 50% bonus damage versus threat to humanity for 1 turn first, and then it's an AoE buster, which skill seals all enemies for 1 turn, generates 30 stars, and deals bonus damage to the Earth attribute, which scales based on overcharge. So you've got double bonus damage, skill seal, and you generate a lot of stars. Put a pin in that star thing, because her kid has a definite gimmick here. Chat will probably pick up on it pretty fast if they don't know already. So, first skill, Charisma variant. 10 to 20% attack up for the team for 3 turns, and gives the team, for those 3 turns, 20 to 30% crit resistance as well. So, switching things up a little. But also, as the way the the FGO Fandom Wiki phrases this is optional. It's not really optional. It is a 500% chance to proc a thing where if you have 10 crit stars to spend, the skill will also spend 10 crit stars and give everybody on the team 20 to 30% MP damage for that turn. Actually, no, it's a different skill. It's the first skill is Cuckoo gets 20 to 30% attack up herself for 3 turns. Sorry, all 3 of these skills have a extra chance to consume 10 stars. If they do, they get an extra effect. So keep that in mind. The first one gives her an extra 20 to 30%, so she's 50% total attack up for 3 turns, and also gives everybody crit resistance. Second skill is a targetable 30 to 50% battery, and if it can consume the 10 stars, it gives the ally that you targeted a 2 hits, 3 turns evade, and sure hit for 3 turns. So a little pricey, but still pretty solid. Final skill gives Cuckoo 1 turn of Invul, gives herself 20 to 30% buster up, and 32% crit damage up for 3 turns, and if you can consume the 10 stars, that's the 20 to 30% MP damage for 3 turns I mentioned earlier. So, very, very diverse damage buffs. That's, I think almost all of them, other than, like, raw damage plus, because she has, trait damage and bonus damage multiplier on NP, so a lot of stuff going on. And all of this is tied together by her passive skills. Her first passive skill is called Civilization Creation. It uses the same icon as Item Creation, and it's basically a team-wide item creation. It gives you a team-wide debuff success rate for the whole team, so like 8%, I think. And the next is a question mark spoiler passive skill, the true name of which is only revealed if you've cleared Lost Belt 7. So what this does is, first of all, if I'm reading this right, it converts all invuls that are applied to Kukalkan to enforcement defense. So yeah, just all of those invuls become enforcement defense. Which puts, by the way, the fact that she has her own invul in question. Also, it gives you 10 stars per turn, permanently, all the time. This means that assuming you're not losing stars off of some NPC interactions, you will always be able to get the bonus effect on one of her skills at least per turn. It also gives her 3% passive NP gain per turn. So, the result is an exotic and pretty high-power kit that I think will have some serious use in farming, and also at clobbering certain bosses, because there are a lot of offensive ups. Obviously, you're going to need to play a little bit of the Star Gen game to not waste skill uses, because obviously, a targetable 50% battery is cool, but it starts at 8-turn cooldown and only goes to 6. It feels like you're wasting a little bit just for 50% battery if you're not also getting those evades and sure hits. But yeah, this is just a monster of a damage setup. Very powerful. Kind of seems like, as usual, we're working on a theme this year. Obviously, we've been doing a lot for Quick, but also Archetype Earth kind of brought back some buster farming, and it feels like Kukalkan fits right into that meta as well. So there's going to be a lot of red card go burr, and a lot of really interesting stuff. This unit seems tailor-made for both farming and for some weird, challenging fights, especially with that, like I said, that passive that turns all applied invuls into anti-enforcement. And as far as I could tell from the notes, it's not like a percentage thing, it's not like a one-time thing, it's just, anytime you make her invul, it turns into anti-enforcement instead. Fuck you. Debuff strip or bust.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, no. So we're getting out there. I think it's safe to say that this is, again, no details exactly on what's going on here, but we get our slight banner spoilers. This is definitely Lost Belt King type stats here. This is like a Scotty or an Ivan or Arjuna Alter type shit here.
It really is.
Yeah. Definitely makes me curious how they're going to handle for Ordeal Recall, the new limited servants and stuff. Will they be crazy?
I bet they are. You'll understand when you watch the trailer.
Okay. There's some stuff here, as we like to say. They've got some stuff.
There is.
But yeah, we brought this up earlier, but the fact that Kukulkan is seems pretty cool and is paired on a banner with the permanent Tlaloc is okay, well, that's where I'm rolling.
Yeah, same.
Sorry, Tez. I'm not going to roll on a banner for a AoE limited assassin. It's not going to work. It's not you. It's me. But yeah, this is just a real good farmer here. Big damage. Like I said, I think she literally can get every kind of offensive buff there is except just straight damage plus. Because you've got attack ups, you've got buster ups, you've got NP ups, you've got crit ups, you've got special damage. There's all kinds of stuff. But again, I appreciate that they made this not a brainless push all the buttons, because if you push all the buttons too fast, you're going to fuck it up because you're going to run out of crit stars. Definitely incentivizes certain kinds of CEs and stuff. I like it a lot. But that means it's time to swallow that bitter, bitter pill known as chocolate. I'm going to get you that bit of Valentine pregame. Because that means, everybody, it's time for Valentines. And that means it's time for chocolate. And that means it's time for a time-gated event with a chocolatey point ladder. We have a theme. So if this is your first Valentino, FGO Valentine's events are usually on this theme. Here's how the Valentine's part works. You will obtain 2 kinds of chocolate. Lock-on and surprise chocolates. Or chocos, technically. If you expend a surprise choco in the store, you will randomly get a scene and a CE, either chocolates if it's a female servant, or a return gift if it is a male servant. This is from any valid servants characters you have recruited. If you spend a lock-on, you get to specifically pick the servant whose CE you obtain and whose scene you see. The scenes, by the way, are all, fully voiced. They've gotten more complex over the years, and you've got all that fun stuff to keep track of there. I do not know how this interacts if you have CEs from last time. I think because the scenes are new, if you still got them in your second archive, you might not have to re-grab everybody you grabbed already. I don't know. You may still be busting that shit out of your backup, though, because you might want the bonuses for it. We'll talk about that in a sec. Because this year adds a new wrinkle. I brought this up earlier, but you can also obtain the Super Lock-On Choco, which comes in a red and a blue variety. So using your Super Lock-On Choco, which you get fairly early from doing the event quests, you can not only get the lock-on effect for a servant, but also it gives them an event bonus. It gives them a passive skill during the event, which gives them 50% bonus damage and 30% bond. This is just make your own bonus servant. So red is for female servants, blue is for male. For servants of ambiguous genderification, you can only use one of the chocos on them at once, and you only have one of each. So at least I believe you only get one of each. So yeah, it's fairly limited, but it's a fun little thing, so keep that in mind. Now, apart from your lock-on servants, there are only 2 bonus servants normally. That's Amor Karen and Angie Mango. Yes, I miswrote that as Angie and decided to keep it. but both of them get plus 100% damage and 50% bond. So you're not really going to be slinging a lot of bonus damage in this event. Just keep that in mind. Now, the Valentines CE you receive will also offer a bonus of points. I don't know what percentage it is, because everybody refuses to say, but it's there. So take those out. And there's also a store CE, which gives you extra point value on your God Heart pink points. But for some ungodly reason, there are only 4 copies, despite this being a 3 million point ladder. No, I will not stop yelling about this. It caps at 3 million points. Why is there no 5th CE? You don't even have to make it easy. Just put it in there. What the fuck? Anyway, we're getting a little off topic. Let's refocus on clearing the story and stuff. So, there's 8 acts of story and a finale. Completing all of these will net you 6 Saint Quartz, a Holy Grail, your super lock-ons, like I mentioned, and a currency CE, plus also the finale gets you Mash's new Valentine's CE, so you always have a little bit of Valentine's. Actually, is it Mash's? It might be Karen's? I don't remember. She's limited, so it's hard to tell. Anyway, you get a Valentine's out of it. It might be Mash's. She's got like 4. I'm exaggerating, but am I? To clear story, you'll have to punch a lot of Shadow Servants and then some bosses. Most of the bosses have between 100k and 200k HP, and you'll be facing rulers a lot. Most of these are fairly straightforward and not really worth worrying about, though don't freak out if there are some, you can only use story support for this, or even NPC-only solos. Don't worry, they slanted so it should be fairly easy for you to face through. The finale is probably the most finagly one. It has 3 pips. Each pip involves a multiple break bar ruler boss who will randomly hand out a trait for 5 turns. Servants they stick this trait on will get you increased... the boss, I should say, will get increased attack and defense versus that servant. And also, while you have that trait, your NP is reduced each turn. I think it's like 5%. It still sucks, but yeah. So there's a lot of random buffification you gotta watch out. But even then, it's not... Their HP bars are relatively small, even for an event like this. Probably because there's not a lot of bonus damage flying around. On this jaunt, you'll have, of course, Karen, but also Ku and Kid Gale as your most recurring support NPCs, and a few specific ones for specific acts. But that's it, it's pretty straightforward. Free quests are, once again, thankfully pretty simple. Everything is monoclass or mixed berserkers. Bosses don't have more than, 130k HP, except for our requisite 90+ node. The 90+ node is 112, but even then, the boss wave has only got 200k HP tops. So, honestly, you can probably do this with single target AoE. If you've got your shit spec'd out right, it should not be hard. I don't know if you can cram all your event bonuses in there, but yeah, the 90+ node should not be crazy. It's just, you can't do the traditional 3-turn loop, but it's not hard either. I think the mid-boss wave is 150k. I'm sure some of you can make that work even without bonus damage. But there's also a unique new wrinkle to rack up those big point totals. Bitter Shadow quests. Basically, those of you who've been playing FGO for a while should be familiar with this kind of thing. This often happens in Point Ladders event. There's a little special daily quest to get you extra points. These are the Bitter Shadow quests. They're all special monoclass quests. There's a new one every day. And on these quests, basically, you have exactly 3 turns to kill as many enemies as you can. Enemies respawn immediately when killed. Does not end the turn or the chain order or anything. They come right back. And each enemy you kill drops a large amount of event points and QP. We're talking sometimes 500k QP per kill. So you want to murder as many of these motherfuckers as possible. And again, they will literally be a new one every day. So keep it in mind. Now, during these quests, you also have access to a special 4th master skill called God's Bazooka. Translation tentative. Basically, there are these God cartridge items you'll pick up, mostly from the point ladder. You can expend 1 to activate God's Bazooka, and it will really fuck up a singular enemy for 1 turn. Big defensive buffs. We're talking defense down, NP resistance down, quick buster and arch resistance down, all at once for 1 turn, by 100%. So, I would recommend saving those for quests that are later in the event and enemies who have lots of HP to make sure you get even more kills. Do not waste them on guys you're gonna just fucking Shrek anyway. Just keep it in mind. Now, what else do you get out of the point ladder? Obviously, there's 3 million of it, so you gotta keep something in mind. First of all, it will include more than enough chocos for literally every servant in the game. You will, I think, have some extra chocos left over. More surprise than lock-on, obviously, but there's exactly 305 servants in the game when a more Karen releases, so there should be more than enough to comfortably get you to cover everybody, even if you've got all of them. Additionally, you will find 2 lures, 5 tickets, all the command codes, some QP, some MP, some apples, quite a few apples, by the way, some gold foes, and some mats such as chains, fangs, arrows, god balls, pomegranates, and oni lanterns. So lots of that good shit. And there is also a shop. The shop will contain the usual EXPs, the foes, 4 of the point CEs, and mats such as big bells, bones, seeds, stakes, horseshoes, rainbow yarn, chaos claws, and god hearts. Always a premium. Plus, it will also contain archer, assassin, and berserker statues, and a costume for Karen at some point. Hold on, I need to take a sip of water. I almost lost my voice for a second there. Okay, that's better.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I also had to take a sec off. Almost lost my juice there. And also in the store, you can exchange any surplus chocos. This includes, by the way, your super lock-ons if you're like, fuck it, I don't need event bonuses, for 100k QP each. So don't worry about having extras left over if you, clear the points ladder and don't have enough servants for all the chocos. You can turn them into QP. Additionally, as I mentioned before, you can look forward to a huge clusterfuck of banners because of pity. Though the most special one is probably going to be new limited SSR ruler Karen and event CEs. Look forward me to attempting to write and publish a wanted over this weekend. Throw that one out there. But yeah, there'll be CEs for currency to help you clear the shop faster, which is good, and go about your business. Also, there should be a Kid Guild rank up quest with this one. Pretty sure we're on the case where we don't really get rando rank ups early. So, I believe it's to his charm skill. Let me double check what that does. But, yeah, okay. Yeah, it should be his upgrade. That will change his charm skill to, first of all, go to a maximum of 100% chance to charm a humanoid, and also gets him stars per turn, which is probably more useful.
Probably.
And that's about it. Valentines is pretty straightforward. It's pretty direct. Just collect all the chocos, get all the scenes, and it should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Or chocolatey squeezy? Lemon chocolate squeezy.
Chocolate squeezy.
But hey, I have one of those cute, adorable engagement things. In the comments down below, let us know who you will give the super lock-on chocos to. Like I said, my plan is I'm probably going to go for the basic bitch strat and just do Castoria and Muramasa. That's a male and a female, and that will give them the bonus stuff for speed farm speed. More farm speed. And I do believe the 90-plus mode is Lancers. Well, Lancers and Berserkers, technically, I think. But,
What is the super lock-on? What does it give again?
That gives your servant 50% damage bonus and 30% bond gain for the event.
Yeah, then I might do Saber Sashi. Not Saber Sashi, Summer Sashi.
Yeah. And also it counts as a lock-on Choco, so. Yeah. But yeah, and obviously, like I said, if you want to be Billy Badass, you can just turn those into QP if you don't need the bonus, but it's a good excuse to get some bond, at the very least. And who doesn't mind a little bonus damage? But yeah, that's all we got there. So, like I said, Valentines is usually pretty straightforward if you understand the system. Hopefully, if this is your first time listening to a Valentine's pregame, you got it pretty clearly. And like I said, if you're concerned about getting enough chocolates to get everybody, just do the event, clear that ladder, you'll have more than enough stuff. And you get, like 5 tickets and some extra lures and shit out of it. It's a fun time. But that's all that stuff. So let me check in with our usual business. Let's see how Fanservant Friday is doing right now. Okay, pretty spread out. 9 votes total, 6 days left. And with just a very, very slight lead, Mina Harker at 33%. I guess y'all like Dracula here. You're going to give future Omega more work. He's not going to have an easy servant to slot in for October.
I mean, let me just do Helsing. Have we done Helsing?
No, I could probably figure out something for Professor Van Helsing.
I'm sorry, I just think Helsing. I just think of fucking, this OSP's version of it. Just anytime you mention John, you just get serious Helsing face. I'm just like...
The OSP Dracula video is great. Please go watch it.
It is. Everyone take a drink.
Yeah, we did the drinking game thing. It's okay. We're winding the show down now. But yeah, so that's where Fanservant Friday is at. We also got some other stuff going on. If you guys aren't aware, if you're watching this, Lucky's been doing extra streams of the Dead Space remake on Thursday. There's 2 episodes of that out there. Last time was 6 hours. So there's about 10 hours of Dead Space.
Listen, my superpower is I can just keep going.
Yeah. Well, it's good vibes. I'm going to see how I feel Monday. I want to try and pump some more God of War. Got to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Got to catch up on stuff, do things. But I am glad for the double up time. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, we're obviously going to be doing What's Up Later Today live on a Saturday. If you watched this previously through the power of Patreon, it'll be the following day. And if you're watching this in the future, it already happened. So, figure out your own dang timeline. You dang old time wizards. But I don't really have anything else to bring out. Let's see. I think we got everything. We mentioned, there's new episodes of Fujiwara Doesn't Understand. Seems like they're going to be probably similar to how they did some of the Grand Carnival shorts and some of the other stuff they've done. They're probably going to dole those out over, streams and then probably eventually coagulate them into a Blu-ray or something in Japan, and probably eventually see them on, like, Crunchyroll over here, translated, when the time comes, officially. But for now, internet. Yeah, I guess we don't have any other FGO news. Chat, redemption round. Anything I forgot? Any other FGO stuff to mention? Nobody's typing. We're good. We're in the clear.
All right.
Quarantine's lifted. Well, in that case, we'll probably just wind this down. It's still almost 11. It's almost time for Daily Reset. Everybody who's listening to this live, log into FGO today if you haven't already. So I don't know if we'll have any time to do anything else tonight, but it'll be cleared out for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you want to preview what we're going to talk about on the What's Up, because this will come out before that no matter what, probably a lot of Nintendo Direct stuff and some other general video game stuff. Because, Switch stuff. And also, technically not Switch stuff, because some of those games are not just on Switch. Amiga's going to make you hum Katamari songs, chat. I will reactivate your neurons. Anyway, it seems like it's time to wrap up Let's Talk FGO. I hope you have enjoyed it this week. We've certainly enjoyed ourselves this week, and we'll continue to give you more concrete stuff. Like I said, keep your eye out for that Wanted for Karen. I can't tell you how great it'll be because it's a pseudo servant and there's going to be some stuff there, but I'll do my darn diddly dangdest as always, and I'll think of something funny for the thumbnail. Remember when they trolled us with Karen's silhouette and they picked the second Ascension or something so that she looked the weirdest?
Yeah,
they like to fuck with us. Anyway, we're not fucking with you. We're getting out of here. So, if you are watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Like I said, what chocolates are you looking forward to? Who are you going to spend your super lock-ons for? What's your strat? Let us know in the comments. If you're new and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you can get that Wanted and get other fun stuff we're going to be doing. Even if you're already subscribed, to ring that bell notification so you always know when we post a new video. And also consider joining our channel memberships. Click the join button or the link in the description. Get access to membership badges and emotes. The membership badges and emotes are pretty diverse, too. You can use them in our live streams, in our comment section, and on our community page, so you can spice up your mailbag.
Spicy.
We don't have a spicy Terabit, do we?
No, we don't.
Would that be a Terabit dressed as a chili pepper, or a Terabit breathing fire?
Probably a Terabit breathing fire.
I'm just thinking of super spicy curry for Smash Bros. Anyway, one last bit of shilling. Also, like I said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to audio versions of our show, downloadable for as little as $1 a month, or roughly $10 a year. And it is a completely backlog access. That basic tier also gets you access to our patron chat on Discord. Join our Discord, link in the description. And at higher levels, you can get access to polls like Fan Favorite Friday and video releases like the one early. You can get access to watching Let's Talk FGO be recorded live every week, all the time, and on our shoutouts and stuff. And it does really help support us. That is everything I got to say for this week. This episode got recorded on the 10th of February. So I think that'll be good night and good luck as always, everybody.
Have a good evening, everyone.